Rain lashed the towering windows of the Carver mansion in Rosewood, Oregon, a storm tearing through the night like a warning. Inside, the grand hall echoed with the scrape of a broom, too heavy for the small hands gripping it. Lily Parker, 5 years old, her brown hair tied in a messy ponytail, her faded gray dress damp with sweat, swept the marble floor, her coughs sharp and ragged. Fever burned her cheeks, but she didn't stop, not with her father watching. James Carver, 45, stood at the top of the staircase, his black hair streaked with silver, his tailored navy suit crisp, his eyes cold as steel. "Faster, Lily," he snapped, checking his gold watch. "The board's coming tomorrow. This place better shine." Lily's hands shook, the broom wobbling. "I'm trying, Daddy," she whispered, her voice hoarse. A cough racked her, and she steadied herself against the wall, tears pricking her eyes. James's voice cut like a blade. "No excuses. You know what happens if you fail." The threat hung heavy. Another night in the cold, windowless storage room, the closet where she'd shivered last week. Outside, lightning flashed, illuminating Rex, the family's German shepherd, his black and tan coat slick with rain. He pressed his nose to the window, amber eyes locked on Lily, a low whine escaping his throat. James prized Rex as a status symbol, a champion breed, but the dog's loyalty lay elsewhere. Rex's ears twitched, sensing Lily's pain, his paws shifting restlessly. Clara Bennett, 38, the mansion's head housekeeper, her brown hair pulled tight, her black uniform starched, hurried through the hall with a tray of coffee. Her eyes flicked to Lily, softening with pity, but she kept moving. James's threats to fire anyone who helped were clear. "Clara!" James barked. "Why's the library still dusty?" "Get Lily on it after this." Clara's jaw tightened, but she nodded. "Yes, sir." Lily's coughs grew worse, her small body swaying. She glanced at Rex, his whine louder now, a beacon in the storm. "I'm okay, Rex," she mouthed, her voice barely audible. But Rex's whine turned to a growl, his body tensing as he pawed the glass. James stormed down the stairs, his voice sharp. "Quiet that dog, Clara. He's ruining my focus." Clara set the tray down, her voice low. "He's just spooked by the storm, sir." But Rex's growl deepened, his eyes never leaving Lily. Lightning struck again, and Lily's knees buckled, the broom clattering to the floor. She collapsed, her coughs fading to shallow gasps, her face pale as death. Clara froze, her breath catching. "Lily!" she whispered, rushing to her side. James's face twisted, not with concern but fury. "Get up, Lily." "You're embarrassing me!" But Lily didn't move, her chest barely rising. Clara's hands shook, checking her pulse. "She's burning up, Mr. Carver. She needs a doctor, now." James scoffed, his voice cold. "She's fine." "Just lazy. Put her in the closet. She'll learn." Rex's growl erupted into a ferocious bark, his body slamming against the window, the glass cracking under his weight. Clara's eyes widened, her voice urgent. "Sir, Rex knows something's wrong. Let me call Dr. Reed." James's voice was ice. "You'll do no such thing. Control that dog or he's gone." But Rex's barks turned frantic, his paws clawing the frame, shards of glass falling. Grace Sullivan, 60, the mansion's cook, her gray hair pinned, her apron flour-dusted, appeared in the hall, her voice trembling. "Mr. Carver, Lily's dying. You can't ignore this." James spun, his face red. "You're fired, Grace. Both of you. Out." But Rex's next move changed everything. With a deafening crash, he smashed through the window, glass flying, his body a blur as he charged James, teeth bared, pinning him to the floor. Clara gasped, her voice shaking. "Rex, no!" But Rex's growl was steady, his eyes blazing, not attacking but holding James in place. Lily stirred, her weak voice calling, "Rex." The dog's ears flicked, his head turning to her, a whine escaping. Grace knelt by Lily, tears falling. "He's protecting her, Clara. He knows." James struggled, his voice a snarl. "Get this mutt off me." But Clara's phone buzzed, a text flashing. "Keep the girl quiet, or you're next." Her blood ran cold, the twist hitting hard. She wasn't just defying James. Someone else was watching, someone tied to his empire. "Who sent this?" she whispered, her eyes darting to James, who paled, his bravado cracking. Rex's growl deepened, his weight unrelenting, and Clara made her choice. "Grace, call Dr. Reed, now." Grace nodded, dialing, her voice firm. "This ends tonight." Lightning flashed, Rex's eyes locked on James, and the storm outside was nothing compared to the one breaking within the mansion's walls. The storm raged over the Carver mansion in Rosewood, Oregon, its thunder rattling the chandeliers. Lightning lit the grand hall, where Lily Parker, 5 years old, lay crumpled on the marble floor, her brown hair matted, her faded gray dress soaked with sweat. Her coughs were faint, her fever blazing. Rex, the German shepherd, pinned James Carver, 45, to the ground, his black and tan coat bristling, teeth bared inches from James's face. James's black hair, streaked with silver, was disheveled, his navy suit torn, his voice a snarl. "Get this mutt off me!" Rex's growl deepened, amber eyes fierce, unmoving. Clara Bennett, 38, her brown hair tight in a bun, her black housekeeper's uniform creased, knelt by Lily, her hands shaking as she checked the girl's pulse. "She's barely breathing, Mr. Carver!" Clara's voice cracked, panic rising. Grace Sullivan, 60, her gray hair loose, her apron dusted with flour, clutched her phone, dialing Dr. Michael Reed. "He's on his way, Clara." Grace's voice trembled, tears falling. "Hold on, Lily." James struggled under Rex, his face red. "You're both fired." "Call off this dog." Clara's eyes flicked to her phone, the anonymous text still burning. "Keep the girl quiet, or you're next." Her stomach twisted, but Rex's steady growl anchored her. "Rex knows you're hiding something, sir," she said, her voice sharp. "What's got you so scared?" James's eyes widened, his bravado slipping. "You don't know what you're talking about." Lily stirred, her voice a weak rasp. "Rex, don't hurt Daddy." Rex's ears flicked, his growl softening, but he didn't budge, his body a shield between Lily and James. Clara's heart ached, her voice urgent. "Grace, get blankets. Lily's freezing." Grace rushed off, her footsteps echoing. Clara turned to James, her voice fierce. "She's dying, and you're worried about your suit." "Let me help her." Headlights cut through the rain, tires crunching on gravel. Dr. Michael Reed, 50, his gray hair damp, his vet jacket soaked, burst through the shattered window Rex had broken. "Where's Lily?" he demanded, his medical bag swinging. Clara pointed, her voice breaking. "Here, Michael." "She's got a fever, pneumonia maybe." Michael knelt, his hands swift, checking Lily's vitals. "She's critical. We need to move her, now." James shoved against Rex, his voice desperate. "This is my house. You can't take her." But Rex's teeth snapped closer, silencing him. Michael's voice was calm but firm. "James, I'm not just a vet. I was a pediatrician. Lily's coming with me, or she won't make it." Clara's eyes widened, the twist hitting hard. Michael's past as a doctor, hidden from James, was their lifeline. You're a doctor?" she stammered. Michael nodded, his voice steady. "Quit after my son died. Couldn't save him, but I'm saving her." He lifted Lily, her small body limp, and Clara grabbed a blanket from Grace, wrapping it around her. Rex finally released James, bounding to Lily's side, his whine urgent, nose nudging her hand. James scrambled up, his voice a hiss. You'll regret this, all of you. Grace's voice cut through, raw with fury. Regret. You let Lily's mom die, James. Denied her treatment. You're doing it again. James's face paled, his hands clenching. Laura was weak, Lily stronger, but his voice shook, a crack in his armor. Clara's phone buzzed again, another text. You've gone too far. Her blood ran cold, her voice trembling. Michael, someone's watching us. We need to go. Sophie Turner, 14, her red hair wet, her hoodie dripping, appeared at the window, her phone glowing. Clara, I filmed Rex breaking in. It's going viral. People are freaking out. Her voice was breathless, eyes wide. But I saw someone in a car outside, black SUV, tinted windows. Clara's heart skipped, her voice sharp. Sophie, get inside. It's not safe. Michael carried Lily toward the door, Rex at his heels, his growl low, protective. My truck's out front, Michael said, his voice urgent. Clara, Grace, come with me. James lunged, grabbing Clara's arm, his voice a snarl. You're not taking my daughter. But Rex spun, barking furiously, forcing James back. Clara yanked free, her voice fierce. She's not your property, James. She's a child. Lightning flashed, illuminating the SUV Sophie had seen, its engine revving. Clara's voice rose, panicked. Michael, they're coming. Michael's truck roared to life, Lily cradled in the back, Rex leaping in beside her. Clara and Grace piled in, Sophie diving into the passenger seat, her phone still recording. As they sped into the storm, the SUV's headlights flared, tailing them. Clara's heart pounded, her voice a whisper. Rex, you started this. Protect her. Rex's amber eyes met hers, unwavering, a silent vow. The chase was on, and the secrets of the Carver mansion were about to unravel under the weight of a German shepherd's courage. Rain pelted Dr. Michael Reed's truck as it roared through the storm-swept streets of Rosewood, Oregon, the black SUV's headlights glaring in the rear view. Inside, Lily Parker, 5 years old, lay wrapped in blankets, her brown hair matted, her faded gray dress clinging to her fevered skin, her coughs weak but persistent. Rex, the German shepherd, curled beside her, his black and tan coat damp, his amber eyes vigilant, a low whine escaping as he nudged her hand. Clara Bennett, 38, her brown hair loose, her black housekeeper's uniform soaked, clutched Lily's shoulder, her voice trembling. Hang on, Lily. We're almost there. Dr. Michael Reed, 50, his gray hair slick with rain, his vet jacket creased, gripped the wheel, his voice steady but urgent. 5 minutes to my place. She's critical, Clara. Grace Sullivan, 60, her gray hair pinned, her apron discarded, sat shotgun, her phone glowing with Sophie Turner's viral video of Rex shattering the mansion window. It's got thousands of views, Michael, Grace said, her voice tight. People are demanding answers. Sophie, 14, her red hair dripping, her hoodie dark with rain, filmed from the back, her voice shaky. Clara, that SUV's still behind us. They're not stopping. Clara's heart raced, the anonymous text. You've gone too far, burning in her mind. They're after Lily, she whispered, her eyes flicking to Rex, whose growl deepened, sensing the threat. Michael's voice was grim. James isn't working alone. That text, it's someone bigger. Lily coughed, her voice a rasp. Rex, keep me safe. Rex's whine softened, his nose pressing against her cheek, a vow in his steady gaze. Rosewood's quiet wealth hid darker secrets, its sprawling estates masking deals and debts. James Carver, 45, a real estate tycoon, ruled the town's elite, but his cruelty to Lily, his own daughter, hinted at a deeper rot. Clara, once loyal to James, now saw the truth. Lily's suffering wasn't just neglect. It was a cover. Grace's voice broke, her hands twisting. James let Laura die, Clara. Refused her treatment. He's doing it to Lily now. Sophie's voice piped up, frantic. My mom said James owes money. Big money. To some shady company. Michael swerved onto a dirt road, the SUV closing in, its engine roaring. Hold tight, he shouted, tires skidding. Clara's phone buzzed again, a new text. Give us the girl or Rosewood burns. Her breath caught, her voice sharp. Michael, they're not just after Lily. They're after what she knows. Rex's growl spiked, his body tensing, ready to spring. Sophie's voice trembled, filming the chase. Clara, what does Lily know? The truck lurched into Michael's driveway, a modest house with a yellow door, a stark contrast to the Carver mansion's cold opulence. Michael slammed the brakes, leaping out, his voice urgent. Clara, Grace, get Lily inside. Clara carried Lily, her small body limp, Rex bounding beside her, his box fierce. Sophie followed, her phone shaking, while Grace yanked open the door. The SUV screeched to a stop, its doors flying open, two figures in dark coats emerging, guns glinting. Clara's heart pounded, her voice a hiss. Michael, they're armed! Michael grabbed a shotgun from his porch, his voice calm but deadly. Get inside. I've got this. Rex charged the figures, his teeth snapping, forcing them back. One fired, the shot grazing Rex's flank, but he didn't falter, his growl a roar as he pinned the shooter to the mud. Clara screamed, her voice raw. Rex, no! But Rex held firm, his strength unrelenting. Inside, Clara laid Lily on a couch, her coughs fading, her face pale. Grace's voice trembled, grabbing blankets. She's so cold, Clara. Sophie's voice was frantic, filming. Rex is out there. He's fighting for her. Michael burst in, dragging the cuffed shooter, his voice sharp. The other one's gone. Who sent you? The man, face bruised, spat blood, his voice a sneer. You're dead, Reed. Caldwell's coming for the kid. The twist hit like lightning. Caldwell, a name from James's emails, wasn't just a creditor. It was a corporation, a shadow over Rosewood. Clara's voice shook, her eyes wide. Caldwell. James's partner? Michael's face darkened, his voice low. Caldwell Enterprises, they bankroll half this town. Drugs, deals, you name it. James is their puppet. Sophie's voice cracked, her phone dropping. Lily's mom, she worked for them, didn't she? That's why she died? Grace's hands froze, her voice a whisper. Laura, she was their accountant, found something big. James let her die to keep it quiet. Clara's stomach churned, her voice fierce. And Lily? Why hurt her? Michael's voice was grim, checking Lily's pulse. She's a loose end. Laura told her things, secrets James can't let out. Rex limped in, blood on his flank, but his eyes burned, his whine urgent as he curled beside Lily. Clara knelt, tears falling, her voice soft. You're a hero, Rex. You saved her. Lily stirred, her voice faint. Mommy said, don't tell Daddy about the papers. Clara's breath caught, her voice urgent. Papers? Lily, what papers? But Lily's eyes fluttered shut, her fever spiking. Sophie's phone buzzed, a notification from her video. Officer Sarah Hayes is on her way. Clara's voice rose, hopeful. Sarah's coming. Good, she'll nail James. But the SUV's engine roared outside, headlights flaring. Michael's voice was sharp, loading his shotgun. They're back. Clara, lock the doors. Rex's growl returned, his body poised, ready to fight again. Clara's heart raced, her voice fierce. We're not losing her, Michael. Rex started this. We finish it. Grace's voice was raw, grabbing a kitchen knife. For Laura. For Lily. Sophie's voice trembled, filming. The world's watching, Clara. We're not alone. As the storm howled, Rex's amber eyes locked on the door, a guardian unbroken, and the shadows of Rosewood's secrets were about to face the light. The storm's fury battered Dr. Michael Reed's yellow house in Rosewood, Oregon, rain hammering the windows like a warning. Inside, Lily Parker, 5 years old, lay on a couch, her brown hair damp, her faded gray dress clinging to her fevered skin, her coughs shallow and pained. Rex, the German shepherd, curled beside her, his black and tan coat bloodied from a graze, his amber eyes fierce, a low growl rumbling as he guarded her. Clara Bennett, 38, her brown hair loose, her black housekeeper's uniform torn, knelt by Lily, her hands shaking as she adjusted a blanket. "Stay with us, Lily," she whispered, tears brimming. Dr. Michael Reed, 50, his gray hair wet, his vet jacket discarded, prepared an antibiotic shot, his voice steady but urgent. "Her fever's spiking, Clara. This is pneumonia. Advanced." Grace Sullivan, 60, her gray hair pinned, her apron gone, clutched a damp cloth, dabbing Lily's forehead, her voice trembling. "She's so weak, Michael, like Laura all over again." Sophie Turner, 14, her red hair dripping, her hoodie soaked, stood by the window, her phone glowing with her viral video of Rex's heroism, now trending with hashtags. #Save Lily. "Sarah's almost here," Sophie said, her voice shaky. "But that SUV, it's circling the block." Clara's heart pounded. The anonymous texts, "Give us the girl," or "Rosewood burns," searing her mind. Caldwell Enterprises, James Carver's shadowy partner, wasn't just a creditor. They were a criminal empire, and Lily was their target. "They want her silenced," Clara said, her voice tight, eyes flicking to Rex, whose growl deepened, sensing danger. Lily's faint whisper broke through, her hand clutching Rex's fur. "Mommy's papers. Don't tell Daddy." Clara's breath caught, her voice urgent. "Papers, Lily." "Where?" But Lily's eyes fluttered shut, her body limp. Michael injected the antibiotic, his voice grim. "She's fading fast. We need to stabilize her." Grace's voice cracked, her hands twisting. "James knew Laura had something on Caldwell. That's why he let her die." Sophie's voice trembled, filming. "And Lily, she's just a kid." Clara's phone buzzed. Another text. "Hand her over, or the dog dies too." Her blood ran cold, her voice sharp. "They're after Rex now. He knows too much." Headlights flashed outside, tires screeching. Officer Sarah Hayes, 32, her blonde hair tied high, her police uniform crisp, burst through the door, her gun drawn. "Clara, you okay?" she asked, her voice sharp. Clara nodded, her voice frantic. "Sarah, it's Caldwell. They're hunting Lily." Sarah's eyes narrowed, scanning the room. "I've got backup coming." "Michael, how's she doing?" Michael's voice was tense, checking Lily's pulse. "Critical. I'm doing what I can." Rex's growl spiked, his body tensing as he faced the door, ears pricked. Sophie's voice rose, panicked. "The SUV's back." Sarah moved to the window, her voice low. "2 guys armed." "Stay down." Clara's heart raced, her voice fierce. "Rex, protect her." Rex's amber eyes locked on Lily, his body a shield, ready to strike. The door rattled, a loud bang echoing. "Open up, Reed," a gruff voice shouted. Michael grabbed his shotgun, his voice calm but deadly. "Not happening." Clara's phone buzzed again. A video attachment. James Carver, 45, his black hair streaked with silver, his navy suit crumpled, pleading in a dark room. "Clara, they've got me. Don't give them Lily." The twist hit like a shockwave. James, the monster who'd abused Lily, was a prisoner, not a mastermind. Clara's voice shook, showing Sarah. He's not in charge. Caldwell's pulling the strings. Sarah's voice was sharp, radioing backup. Suspect vehicle at Reed's. Move in. But the door splintered. 2 men in black coats charging in, guns raised. Rex launched, a blur of fur and fury, tackling the first, his teeth sinking into the man's arm, dragging him down. The second fired, the bullet grazing Michael's shoulder, blood blooming. Clara screamed, shoving Sophie behind the couch, her voice raw. "Michael, no!" Grace swung a lamp, cracking the second man's skull, her voice fierce. "Stay away from her!" Sarah fired, dropping the man, her voice commanding. "Clear." "Cuff them." Rex pinned his target, growling until Sarah cuffed him. Michael clutched his shoulder, his voice steady despite the pain. "I'm fine." "Check Lily." Clara rushed to Lily, her voice breaking. "She's still breathing, Michael. Rex saved us." Sophie's phone buzzed, comments flooding. "Rex is a hero." But Clara's eyes caught a glint under the couch, a locket dropped by the attacker, engraved with Caldwell Corp., and a tiny photo of a woman resembling Lily's mother, Laura. Clara's voice trembled, holding it up. "Sarah, this is Laura's. She worked for Caldwell, didn't she?" Sarah's face darkened, her voice low. "Laura was their accountant, found their books, drug money, bribes. James covered it up." Grace's voice broke, tears falling. "And let her die for it. Lily's all that's left." Rex whined, nudging Lily, his bloodied flank heaving, his loyalty unwavering. Clara's voice was fierce, clutching the locket. Lily said papers. Laura hid something, something Caldwell wants. Michael's voice was grim, bandaging his shoulder. "They'll keep coming. We need those papers." Sirens wailed, backup arriving, but Sophie's voice cut through, frantic. "Clara, my video. Someone commented Southfield. It's a Caldwell site, right?" Clara's heart stopped, the text about Southfield echoing. "That's where they're hiding it," she said, her voice resolute. "Rex, Lily, we're finding those papers." Sarah's voice was sharp, holstering her gun. "I'm raiding James's office. You're with me, Clara." Rex's growl softened, his nose pressed to Lily's hand, a silent promise. The storm outside raged, but the cracks in Caldwell's empire were spreading, and Rex's courage was the spark that would burn it down. The storm's relentless howl shook the Carver mansion in Rosewood, Oregon, its marble halls cold and cavernous under flickering chandeliers. Clara Bennett, 38, her brown hair fraying, her black housekeeper's uniform torn, slipped through the shadowed corridor, her flashlight beam darting. Officer Sarah Hayes, 32, her blonde hair tied tight, her police uniform crisp, moved beside her, gun drawn, voice low. "Stay sharp, Clara. James's office is our shot." Rex, the German shepherd, padded ahead, his black and tan coat bloodied from a graze, his amber eyes fierce, ears pricked for danger. His growl rumbled, a beacon in the dark, guiding them toward the truth. Lily Parker, 5 years old, lay in Dr. Michael Reed's yellow house, her brown hair matted, her faded gray dress discarded for a hospital gown, her fever raging. Michael, 50, his gray hair damp, his vet jacket bloodstained from a bullet graze, fought to stabilize her, his voice steady but strained. "She's holding on, Grace. Antibiotics are kicking in." Grace Sullivan, 60, her gray hair loose, her apron gone, clutched Lily's hand, tears falling. "She's Laura's girl, Michael. We can't lose her." Sophie Turner, 14, her red hair wet, her hoodie soaked, filmed from a corner, her viral video now a rallying cry. "Hasta justice for Lily." Clara's heart pounded, the locket from Caldwell Enterprises, engraved with Laura's photo, burning in her pocket. Laura, Lily's mother, had uncovered Caldwell's drug empire, and James Carver, 45, let her die to keep it buried. Lily's whispered papers and the text "Southfield's next" pointed to a secret hidden in this mansion. "Sarah, Lily's clue. It's here," Clara said, her voice tight. Sarah nodded, her voice sharp. "James's office. If Laura hid anything, it's there." Rex's growl spiked, his nose twitching as he veered toward the office door, claws clicking on marble. Clara's flashlight caught a keypad, its red light blinking. "Locked," she hissed, her voice trembling. Sarah's voice was grim, checking her radio. "Backup's 10 minutes out." "We're on our own." Rex pawed the door, his whine urgent, as if sensing the truth inside. Clara's fingers shook, punching in Lily. No luck. "Laura," she tried, her voice desperate. The lock clicked, the door creaking open. Inside, James's office loomed, mahogany walls lined with hunting trophies, a massive desk cluttered with files. Clara's flashlight swept the room, landing on a portrait of Laura, her smile haunting. "She was here," Clara whispered, tears pricking. Rex bounded to the desk, his nose pressed to a drawer, growling softly. Sarah's voice was urgent, prying it open. "Files, financials, Caldwell Enterprises." Clara's hands trembled, flipping through pages. Drug shipments, coded as Rosewood Trust, signed by James and J. Caldwell. Sarah's voice dropped, her eyes wide. "This is it, Clara. Proof Caldwell's running drugs through Rosewood." "Laura found it." Clara's voice shook, clutching the locket. "And James buried her for it. Lily's next, unless we stop them." Rex's growl turned sharp, his body tensing as footsteps echoed outside. Sarah spun, gun raised, her voice low. "Someone's here." The door slammed open, revealing James, his black hair streaked with silver, his navy suit rumpled, his face twisted with rage. "You're stealing from me, Clara," he snarled, a pistol glinting in his hand. Clara froze, her voice steady despite fear. "Stealing? I'm saving your daughter, James!" Rex lunged, teeth bared, but James fired, the bullet grazing Rex's shoulder, blood splattering. Clara screamed, her voice raw. "Rex, no!" Rex staggered but held his ground, his growl fierce, pinning James against the desk. Sarah tackled James, wrestling the gun free, her voice sharp. "You're done, Carver." Clara rushed to Rex, tears falling, her voice soft. "You're so brave, boy. Stay with me." Rex's whine was pained but resolute, his eyes locked on her, a hero unbroken. The twist hit like a shockwave. Clara's flashlight caught a hidden panel behind the portrait, ajar, revealing a safe. "Laura's papers," Clara whispered, her heart racing. Sarah cuffed James, her voice grim. "Open it, Carver, or I haul you in now." James's voice cracked, his bravado gone. "I didn't want this, Clara. Caldwell forced me, threatened Lily if I talked." Clara's eyes widened, her voice fierce. "Forced you? You let Laura die. You hurt your own daughter." James's tears fell, his voice a whisper. "Laura found their books, drug money, millions. I begged her to stop. Caldwell. They killed her, made it look like cancer. I kept Lily close to protect her." Sarah's voice was cold, yanking him up. "Protect? You starved her, worked her sick." Rex's growl deepened, his bloodied shoulder trembling, but his stance held, guarding the safe. Clara punched in Rosewood. The safe clicked open, revealing a leather journal and a USB drive labeled Laura's Truth. Her hand shook, opening the journal, Laura's handwriting clear. "Caldwell's laundering through James's deals. If I die, protect Lily. She knows where I hid it." Clara's voice broke, tears streaming. She trusted Lily with this. A 5-year-old. Sarah's radio crackled, backup arriving, but a new sound froze them. Tires screeching outside, the black SUV back. Sophie's voice echoed from Clara's phone, left on speaker. "Clara, they're at Michael's. They're after Lily." Clara's heart stopped, her voice frantic. "Sarah, we have to go, now." Sarah dragged James, her voice sharp. "You're coming, Carver. You're spilling everything." Clara grabbed the journal and USB, her voice fierce. "Rex, we're saving her." Rex limped forward, blood dripping, but his growl was unwavering, his loyalty a fire no storm could douse. Sarah's voice was resolute, gun ready. "Caldwell's going down, Clara. Let's move." As they raced into the rain, the mansion's secrets cracked wide, and Rex's courage led the charge to save Lily from the shadows that hunted her. Rain lashed Dr. Michael Reed's yellow house in Rosewood, Oregon. The storms roared, drowning out the wail of distant sirens. Inside, Lily Parker, 5 years old, lay on a couch, her brown hair damp, her hospital gown loose, her fevered coughs softening as antibiotics fought her pneumonia. Michael, 50, his gray hair mussed, his vet jacket bloodied from a graze, monitored her vitals, his voice steady but strained. "She's stabilizing, Grace." "We're winning." Grace Sullivan, 60, her gray hair pinned, her apron gone, clutched Lily's hand, tears streaking her face. "She's Laura's girl, Michael. Rex kept her alive." Sophie Turner, 14, her red hair wet, her hoodie soaked, stood by the window, her phone buzzing with comments on her viral video. Justice for Lily. "Clara's at the mansion with Sarah," Sophie said, her voice shaky. "But that SUV, it's back outside." Rex, the German shepherd, lay beside Lily, his black and tan coat matted with blood, his amber eyes sharp despite his wounds. His low growl rumbled, ears pricked, sensing danger beyond the walls. At the Carver mansion, Clara Bennett, 38, her brown hair loose, her black housekeeper's uniform torn, clutched Laura's journal and USB drive, her heart pounding. Officer Sarah Hayes, 32, her blonde hair tied high, her police uniform crisp, dragged a cuffed James Carver, 45, his black hair streaked with silver, his navy suit crumpled. "Move, Carver," Sarah snapped, her gun steady. "You're spilling everything." James's voice cracked, tears falling. "I didn't want this, Sarah. Caldwell forced me, said they'd kill Lily if I didn't obey." Clara's voice was fierce, holding the journal. "Obey? You starved your daughter, James. Let Laura die." Rex's absence weighed on her, but his courage fueled her. His charge through the window had started this fight. Sarah's voice was sharp, shoving James toward her cruiser. "Caldwell's drug empire. Laura found it, didn't she? That's why you buried her." James's head bowed, his voice a whisper. "She had proof. I couldn't stop them." Back at Michael's, Sophie's voice rose, panicked. "Michael, they're coming closer." The SUV's headlights flared, its engine revving. Michael grabbed his shotgun, his voice calm but deadly. "Grace, lock the doors. Sophie, stay with Lily." Rex staggered to his feet, blood dripping, his growl fierce, positioning himself between Lily and the door. Grace's voice trembled, stroking Lily's hair. "Rex, you're hurt. Rest." But Rex's eyes burned, his loyalty unwavering. Clara's phone buzzed, Sophie's voice frantic. "Clara, they're at the house." "Two guys, guns!" Clara's heart stopped, her voice sharp. "Sarah, we need to get to Lily, now!" Sarah slammed James into the cruiser, her voice urgent. "Backup's en route." "Clara, grab the evidence, move!" Clara stuffed the journal and USB into her jacket, her voice resolute. "Rex is with her. He'll protect her." At Michael's, the door rattled, a gruff voice shouting, "Open up, Reed, or we burn it down!" Sophie's voice cracked, filming. "They're gonna kill us!" Michael aimed his shotgun, his voice steady. "Not today." Rex's growl turned savage, his body coiled, ready to strike. Lily stirred, her voice a faint rasp. "Rex, Don't let them. Rex's whine softened, his nose nudging her, a vow to fight. The door splintered, 2 men in black coats charging in, guns raised. Rex launched, teeth sinking into the first man's leg, dragging him down. The second fired, the bullet grazing Michael's arm, blood spraying. Grace screamed, hurling a lamp, her voice fierce. "Get away from her!" Sophie dove behind the couch, her voice trembling. "Rex, you got this." Rex pinned his target, his growl unrelenting, giving Michael time to fire, wounding the second man. Sarah's cruiser screeched into Michael's driveway, Clara leaping out, her voice raw. "Lily!" She burst inside, seeing Rex holding the attacker, blood pooling beneath him. "Rex, you're a hero!" she cried, tears falling. Sarah cuffed the men, her voice sharp, clear. "Michael, you okay?" Michael clutched his arm, his voice grim. "Fine. Check Lily." Clara knelt by Lily, her voice soft. "You're safe, sweetheart. Rex saved you." The twist hit like a thunderbolt. Clara's flashlight caught a glint in Rex's collar, a microchip, hidden, engraved with Caldwell Corp. Her voice shook, showing Sarah. "They chipped Rex." "Why?" Sarah's eyes widened, her voice low. "Laura didn't just hide papers. She chipped Rex to track Caldwell's deals, drop points, meetings. He's their evidence." Clara's heart raced, her voice fierce. "That's why they want him dead. He's been watching them." Grace's voice broke, tears streaming. "Laura planned this, even dying. She protected Lily." Sophie's voice piped up, filming. "Rex knew. That's why he broke the window." Clara's hands trembled, stroking Rex's bloodied fur. "You're more than a dog, Rex. You're our guardian." Rex whined, his eyes locked on Lily, his strength fading but his spirit unbroken. Sarah's radio crackled, backup arriving, but Clara's phone buzzed, a new text. "Southfields, where you die." Her blood ran cold, her voice urgent. "Sarah, Southfield. It's their hub. The papers, the chip. It's all there." Sarah's voice was resolute, holstering her gun. "We're raiding Southfield. James, you're testifying." James's voice was broken, nodding. "I'll talk." "For Lily?" Michael's voice cut through, checking Lily's pulse. "She's stronger, Clara. We've got time." Clara's eyes met Rex's, her voice fierce. "You led us here, Rex. We're ending this." Sophie's phone buzzed, comments flooding. "Rex is a legend." Grace's voice was soft, stroking Lily's hair. "Laura's watching, Lily." "Rex is her gift." As the storm raged, Rex's growl echoed, a call to war, and the fight for Rosewood's truth surged toward its heart. The storm's wrath battered Rosewood, Oregon, its rain a relentless curtain over the quiet town. Inside Dr. Michael Reed's yellow house, Lily Parker, 5 years old, rested on a couch, her brown hair fanned out, her hospital gown loose. Her fever easing, but her coughs still sharp. Rex, the German shepherd, lay beside her, his black and tan coat matted with blood from 2 grazes, his amber eyes fierce despite his pain, a low whine escaping as he nudged her hand. Michael, 50, his gray hair damp, his arm bandaged, adjusted Lily's IV, his voice steady but tight. "She's fighting, Grace. We're not losing her." Grace Sullivan, 60, her gray hair loose, her clothes rumpled, clutched a damp cloth, her voice trembling. "Laura's strength's in her, Michael." Sophie Turner, 14, her red hair tied back, her hoodie dry now, stood by the window, her phone buzzing with her viral video's reach. Justice for Lily trending globally. "Clara's on her way back," Sophie said, her voice shaky. "But that SUV, it's still out there." Clara Bennett, 38, her brown hair wild, her black housekeeper's uniform torn, sat in Officer Sarah Hayes's cruiser, clutching Laura's journal and USB drive, her heart pounding. Sarah, 32, her blonde hair tight, her police uniform crisp, drove through the rain. James Carver cuffed in the back, his black hair streaked with silver, his navy suit stained. "Talk, Carver," Sarah snapped, her voice sharp. "Caldwell's Southfield site. What's there?" James's voice cracked, tears falling. "Everything. Drugs, records, their whole operation." Laura hid proof there. "I kept Lily quiet to protect her." Clara's voice was fierce, gripping the journal. "Protect? You starved her, James. Let Laura die." The microchip in Rex's collar, tagged by Caldwell Enterprises, burned in her mind. Laura had used Rex to track their empire, and now he was their target. Sarah's voice was grim, dodging a flooded street. "Southfield's a warehouse off the grid. We're raiding it tonight." Clara's phone buzzed, Sophie's voice frantic. "Clara, they're circling Michael's house again." At the house, Sophie's voice rose, panicked. "Michael, they're parking!" The SUV's headlights flared, its doors opening. Michael grabbed his shotgun, his voice calm but deadly. "Grace, get Lily to the back room." "Sophie, stay low." Rex staggered up, blood dripping, his growl savage, positioning himself at the door. Grace lifted Lily, her voice soft. "Come on, sweetheart. Rex has got us." Lily's eyes fluttered, her voice a rasp. "Rex, find Mommy's secrets." Clara's cruiser screeched to a stop near Michael's, Sarah leaping out, gun drawn. "Clara, stay with James," she ordered, sprinting toward the house. Clara's heart raced, her voice fierce. "Sarah, Rex is hurt. He can't take another fight." James's voice broke, his hands cuffed. "Clara, I'm sorry. I thought keeping Lily close would save her." Clara's eyes blazed, her voice raw. "You chose Caldwell over your daughter." Inside, 3 men in black coats kicked in the door, guns raised. Rex charged, a blur of fury, tackling the first, teeth sinking into his arm, blood spraying. The second fired, the bullet grazing Rex's flank. But he didn't falter, his growl a roar as he pinned the man. Michael fired, wounding the third, his voice sharp. "Stay down!" Sophie filmed, her voice trembling. "Rex, you're unstoppable." Grace clutched Lily in the back, tears falling. "He's Laura's guardian, Sophie." Sarah burst in, firing a warning shot, her voice commanding, "Drop your weapons." The men froze, Rex's growl unrelenting, and Sarah cuffed them, her voice sharp. "Clear." "Michael, you hit?" Michael's arm bled, but his voice was steady. "Fine. Lily's safe." Clara rushed in, her voice breaking. "Rex, you did it!" She knelt by him, tears streaming, stroking his bloodied fur. "You're our hero." The twist hit like lightning. Rex's nose twitched, darting to a cuffed attacker's coat, pawing at a hidden pocket. Clara reached in, pulling out a key fob labeled Southfield Vault. Her voice shook, showing Sarah. "This is it. Laura's papers are in that vault." Sarah's eyes widened, her voice low. "Caldwell's desperate. They know we're close." James's voice trembled from the doorway, dragged by a deputy. "Laura hid everything there. Bank records, drug routes. I was supposed to destroy it." Clara's voice was fierce, clutching the key. "You let her die instead." "Why, James?" James's tears fell, his voice raw. "Caldwell owned me. Debts, threats. Laura fought them, but I was weak. I thought hurting Lily would keep her quiet." Sarah's voice was cold, shoving him. "You're testifying, Carver, or you rot." Sophie's voice piped up, filming. "It's live, Clara. People are raging." "They want Caldwell," Michael's voice cut through, checking Lily. "She's stronger, Clara. We've got time to end this." Clara opened Laura's journal, finding a map sketched inside, marking Southfield's warehouse with a note. Henry Walsh knew. Clara's breath caught, her voice urgent. Henry Walsh? Grace's dad? He worked for Caldwell? Grace's voice broke, stepping forward. Dad was their lawyer. Tried to stop them. They killed him. Car accident, they said. The plot twist deepened. Sophie's phone buzzed, a comment on her video. Check Walsh's old office. Files still there. Clara's eyes widened, her voice sharp. Grace, where's your dad's office? Grace's voice trembled, pointing downtown. Old law firm, boarded up. I never went back. Too painful. Sarah's voice was resolute, grabbing her radio. We're hitting Walsh's office, then Southfield. Clara, you're with me. Rex limped to Clara, his whine soft but fierce, his eyes locked on the key fob. Clara's voice was fierce, stroking him. You've carried Laura's truth, Rex. We're finishing it. Sophie's voice was awed, filming. Rex is like a detective. Michael's voice was grim, bandaging Rex. He's a warrior. Keep him safe, Clara. Grace's voice was soft, kissing Lily's forehead. Laura's watching, Rex. You're her light. Sarah dragged James to the cruiser, her voice sharp. You're coming, Carver. You owe Lily. Clara clutched the journal, her heart racing, Rex at her side. The storm raged, but Rex's growl cut through, a call to unravel Caldwell's empire, one secret at a time. The rain-soaked streets of Rosewood, Oregon gleamed under flickering streetlights, the storm's fury fading to a restless drizzle. Clara Bennett, 38, her brown hair loose, her black housekeeper's uniform tattered, slipped into the boarded-up law office of Henry Walsh, her flashlight slicing through the dusty dark. Officer Sarah Hayes, 32, her blonde hair tied high, her police uniform damp, moved beside her, gun drawn, voice low. Stay close, Clara. This place is a tomb. Rex, the German shepherd, limped ahead, his black and tan coat bloodied from grazes, his amber eyes sharp, nose twitching for secrets. His growl rumbled, a steady guide in the shadows. Back at Dr. Michael Reed's yellow house, Lily Parker, 5 years old, rested under blankets, her brown hair fanned out, her fever easing, cough softer. Michael, 50, his gray hair mussed, his arm bandaged, monitored her, voice calm. She's gaining strength, Grace. Grace Sullivan, 60, her gray hair pinned, her clothes rumpled, held Lily's hand, voice trembling. Laura's girl's a fighter, like Rex. Sophie Turner, 14, her red hair dry, her hoodie clean, film nearby. Her viral video had Justice for Lily, now a global firestorm. Clara's at Walsh's office, Sophie said, voice tense. Hope they find it. The office smelled of mildew and old paper, its shelves sagging with forgotten files. Clara clutched Laura's journal and the Southfield key fob, her heart pounding. Laura's USB and Rex's microchip had exposed Caldwell Enterprises' drug empire, but Henry Walsh's files, Grace's father's, held the final proof. Sarah, Lily said papers, Clara whispered, voice tight. Walsh worked for Caldwell, he knew. Sarah's flashlight swept a locked filing cabinet, voice sharp. Then we tear this place apart. Rex's growl spiked, his nose pressed to the cabinet, pawing urgently. Clara pried it open, dust billowing, revealing folders stamped Rosewood Trust. Her hands shook, flipping through bank transfers, drug routes, names, James Carver, Caldwell, and Clara Bennett. Her breath caught, voice trembling. My name's here, Sarah. Expense reports, signed by me. Sarah's eyes narrowed, gun steady. You worked for Caldwell. Explain, Clara. The twist hit like a shockwave. Clara's voice broke, tears falling. I was their bookkeeper years ago. Laura trained me. I didn't know it was drug money, not until she died. I quit, swore to protect Lily. Sarah's voice softened, but her gun stayed up. You kept this from us. Why? Clara's voice was raw, clutching the journal. James threatened to expose me, ruin Lily's chance at a future. I stayed to watch her. Rex's whine cut through, his nose nudging a hidden panel behind the cabinet. Sarah lowered her gun, voice urgent. What's he found? Clara pushed the panel, revealing a safe, its lock matching the Southfield fob. She inserted it, the safe clicking open, spilling files and a tape labeled Walsh Confession. Clara's voice shook, loading the tape into an old player. Henry Walsh's voice crackled. Caldwell's laundering millions through Rosewood. Laura found the books. They'll kill her, like they'll kill me. Protect my Grace, my Lily. Sarah's voice was grim, grabbing the tape. This buries Caldwell. Clara's eyes widened, scanning a file. Southfield Vault. Final ledger. Proof of all transactions. Her voice was fierce. It's at their warehouse. We end this tonight. But Rex's growl turned savage, his body tensing as footsteps echoed outside. Sarah spun, voice sharp. We're not alone. The door burst open. Tom Riley, 40, James's enforcer, his brown hair slick, his black coat dripping, gun raised. Hand it over, Bennett, he snarled. Two men flanking him. Clara froze, voice steady. You're too late, Tom. The world knows. Rex lunged, teeth sinking into Tom's leg, dragging him down, blood spraying. Sarah fired, wounding one man, her voice commanding, Drop it! The third charged Clara, but Rex spun, tackling him, his growl a roar. Clara dove for cover, clutching the files, voice raw. Rex, you're incredible! Sarah cuffed the men, her voice sharp. Tom, you're done! Where's Caldwell? Tom's voice was bitter, blood pooling. Southfield, you'll never touch him. Sophie's voice crackled through Clara's phone, left on speaker. Clara, Lily's awake. She said, Mommy's box. It's at Southfield. Clara's heart raced, voice urgent. Laura's papers. A box in the vault. Sarah's radio buzzed, backup closing in, but a new sound chilled them, tires screeching, the black SUV outside. Clara's voice rose, panicked. They're here for the files. Rex staggered, blood dripping, but his growl held, guarding the safe. Sarah's voice was fierce, yanking Tom. You're coming, Riley. You'll spill. Clara grabbed the tape, her voice resolute. Rex, you led us here. Let's finish Laura's fight. Back at Michael's, Lily's eyes fluttered open, her voice faint. Rex, find Mommy's box. Grace's tears fell, voice soft. He's with Clara, sweetheart. They're saving you. Sophie filmed, voice awed. Rex is like her guardian angel. Michael's voice was steady, checking Lily's pulse. She's stronger, Sophie. They've got time. Clara's heart pounded, Rex limping beside her, his courage aflame in the dark. Sarah's voice was sharp, gun ready. Southfield's next. We're taking Caldwell down. As they raced into the night, the truth in Walsh's files burned bright, and Rex's unwavering loyalty lit the path to justice. The Southfield warehouse loomed on the outskirts of Rosewood, Oregon, its rusted walls battered by the fading storm, a fortress of secrets under a moonless sky. Clara Bennett, 38. Her brown hair tangled, her black housekeeper's uniform ripped, crouched behind a crate, clutching Laura's journal, USB drive, and Henry Walsh's tape. Officer Sarah Hayes, 32, her blonde hair tight, her police uniform streaked with mud, scanned the shadows, gun drawn, voice a hiss. Stay low, Clara. Caldwell's here. Rex, the German shepherd, pressed close, his black and tan coat bloodied from grazes, his amber eyes blazing, a low growl rumbling. His microchip, tagged by Caldwell Enterprises, had led them here, to the vault holding Laura's final proof. At Dr. Michael Reed's yellow house, Lily Parker, 5 years old, slept under blankets, her brown hair fanned out, her fever breaking, coughs faint. Michael, 50, his gray hair damp, his arm bandaged, checked her pulse, voice steady. "She's pulling through, Grace." Grace Sullivan, 60, her gray hair loose, tears drying, held Lily's hand, voice soft. "Rex gave her a chance, Michael." Sophie Turner, 14, her red hair tied back, her hoodie clean, filmed nearby, her viral video, #Justice for Lily, fueling protests outside Caldwell's Portland office. "Clara's at Southfield," Sophie said, voice tense. "They've got to win." Inside the warehouse, crates of unmarked boxes loomed, the air thick with diesel and deceit. Clara's heart pounded, Laura's journal burning in her hands, proof of Caldwell's drug empire tied to James Carver's deals. Sarah's flashlight caught a steel vault labeled Rosewood Trust, matching the Southfield key fob. "That's it," Clara whispered, voice tight. "Laura's box." Rex's nose twitched, his growl sharpening, sensing danger. Sarah's voice was urgent, inserting the fob. "Cover me, Clara." The vault clicked open, revealing a metal box engraved with Laura Carver. Clara's hands shook, prying it open. Ledgers, photos, a second USB. Laura's full exposé of Caldwell's laundering. Sarah's voice was grim, grabbing the box. "This ends them." But Rex's growl turned feral, his body tensing as boots echoed. Clara spun, voice sharp. "They're here!" James Caldwell, 60, stepped from the shadows, his silver hair slick, his tailored suit pristine, a revolver gleaming. "You're persistent, Bennett," he drawled, voice cold. "But you've got my property." 3 armed men flanked him, guns raised. Clara's voice was fierce, clutching the box. "Your empire's over, Caldwell. Laura's truth is out." Sarah aimed her gun, voice sharp. "Drop it, Caldwell. You're under arrest." Caldwell's laugh was icy, his eyes glinting. "Arrest me? I own Rosewood. Cops, judges, Carver, you're nothing." James Carver, 45, his black hair streaked with silver, his suit torn, stumbled forward, cuffed, voice broken. "I'm done, Clara. I'll testify for Lily." Clara's eyes widened, voice raw. "For Lily." "You hurt her, James." James's tears fell, voice cracking. "Caldwell made me. I thought it'd keep her safe." The twist hit like a shockwave. Clara's voice shook, spotting a figure behind Caldwell. Tom Riley, James's enforcer, his brown hair hidden under a cap, but his gun wasn't aimed at her. "Enough, Caldwell," Tom snapped, turning his weapon on his boss. "You killed Laura, threatened Lily. I'm out." Sarah's voice was sharp, seizing the moment. "Tom, stand down or help us." Rex lunged, a blur of fur and fury, tackling a gunman, teeth sinking into his arm, blood spraying. Clara dove for cover, voice fierce. "Rex, you're unstoppable." Sarah fired, wounding another, her voice commanding. "Caldwell, it's over." Tom shot the third gunman, his voice raw. "I loved Laura, Clara. Couldn't save her, but I'm saving Lily." Clara's heart raced, voice stunned. "You loved her?" Caldwell's face twisted, raising his revolver, but Rex spun, leaping, his jaws clamping Caldwell's wrist, the gun clattering. Caldwell screamed, collapsing, and Sarah cuffed him, voice cold. "You're done, James." Clara grabbed the box, tears falling, voice fierce. "Laura won, Caldwell. Rex made sure." Rex limped back, blood dripping, but his growl held, guarding Tom, who dropped his gun, voice broken. "I'm sorry, Clara." "For everything." Sophie's voice crackled through Clara's phone, live streaming. "They got Caldwell. Rex is a legend." Protests roared online, comments flooding. "Take him down." Sarah's radio buzzed, backup storming in, voices shouting, "Clear." Clara knelt by Rex, her voice soft, stroking his fur. "You carried Laura's fight, boy. You saved Lily." Rex's whine was faint, his eyes locked on her, a hero, battered but unbroken. James's voice trembled, cuffed beside Caldwell. "Clara, tell Lily I'll make it right." Clara's voice was fierce, clutching the evidence. "You'll face her, James. Tell her yourself." Tom's voice was quiet, hands raised. "I'll testify too, Sarah. Caldwell's empire. It's all in that box." Sarah's voice was resolute, hauling Caldwell up. "You're both coming. Southfield's just the start." At Michael's, Lily stirred, her voice faint. "Rex, you found it?" Grace's tears fell, voice soft. "He did, sweetheart. You're safe." Sophie filmed, voice awed. "Rex changed everything." As deputies secured the warehouse, Clara's heart swelled, Rex's courage a beacon. Caldwell's empire was crumbling, but a new threat, Southfield's deeper secrets, loomed, and Rex's fight wasn't over. The morning sun bathed Rosewood, Oregon, in golden light, its warmth softening the scars of the storm that had torn through the town. The Carver mansion, once a cold monument to wealth, now bloomed with color, its gardens filled with wildflowers, its walls repainted in soft blues and yellows. A sign gleamed at the gate, "Laura's Haven, Children's Sanctuary." Clara Bennett, 38, her brown hair loose, her black housekeeper's uniform replaced by a soft green dress, stood at the entrance, welcoming families. Lily Parker, 5 years old, her brown hair braided with ribbons, her new sundress bright, clung to Clara's hand, her coughs gone, her smile radiant. Rex, the German shepherd, sat beside her, his black and tan coat gleaming, his grazes healed, a medal of valor on his collar, his amber eyes calm but watchful. Dr. Michael Reed, 50, his gray hair neat, his vet jacket swapped for a blazer, adjusted a banner, voice warm. "Laura's Haven opens today, Grace." For Lily, for Laura. Grace Sullivan, 60. Her gray hair styled, her apron traded for a floral blouse, arranged cookies on a table, tears drying. "It's a miracle, Michael. Rex made it happen." Sophie Turner, 14, her red hair bouncing, her hoodie bright, filmed the event, her viral video, had justice for Lily, now a beacon of change, sparking reforms across Oregon. "This place is amazing, Clara," Sophie said, voice bright. "People are donating like crazy." James Caldwell's empire had crumbled, his arrest headline news. Drug lord busted by small-town heroes. James Carver, 45, faced trial, his black hair streaked with silver, his navy suit gone, his redemption slow but real, volunteering at the sanctuary to earn Lily's trust. Tom Riley, his former enforcer, testified, his love for Laura driving his turn against Caldwell, a quiet hero in his own right. The ledgers, USB, and Walsh's tape had exposed Caldwell's drug network, leading to raids on Southfield and beyond. Clara's heart swelled, watching Lily chase a butterfly, Rex trotting beside her, his tail wagging. "You're free, Lily," she whispered, tears pricking. Lily giggled, voice clear. "Rex saved me, Clara. He's my best friend." Rex's whine was soft, his nose nudging her hand, a bond forged in fire. Michael joined them, voice gentle. "She's thriving, Clara. You're her family now." Clara's voice trembled, stroking Lily's hair. "Always." Grace approached, voice soft. "My dad's truth, Henry Walsh. He'd love this. Laura's Haven is his legacy, too." Sophie's voice piped up, filming. "It's trending again. People want Rex statues." Clara laughed, voice warm. "Rex deserves it, Sophie." "He's our guardian." Rex's ears pricked, his growl absent, his eyes bright with peace. But a final twist stirred the air. As the ceremony began, a woman approached, 42, her auburn hair tied back, her coat worn, holding a faded letter. "Clara?" she asked, voice hesitant. "I'm Ellen Walsh, Henry's sister." Grace's breath caught, voice trembling. "Ellen." You're alive? Ellen's tears fell, voice breaking. I hid after Henry died. Caldwell hunted me. Rex's story, Lily's, brought me back. Southfield wasn't the end. They're rebuilding in Portland. Clara's heart raced, voice urgent. Portland? Caldwell's network? Ellen nodded, handing her the letter, Laura's handwriting clear. If I fall, Ellen knows the rest. Protect Lily. Clara's voice shook, showing Sarah, who joined them, her blonde hair loose, her uniform off. Sarah, they're not done. Sarah's voice was fierce, pocketing the letter. We'll hit Portland. Rex started this. We'll finish it. Lily ran up, hugging Ellen, voice bright. You knew, Mommy. Ellen knelt, tears streaming, voice soft. She loved you, Lily. She sent Rex to you. Rex's whine was gentle, his nose nudging Ellen as if recognizing her. Clara's voice was resolute, addressing the crowd. Laura's haven isn't just a home, it's a promise, for Lily, for every child Caldwell tried to break. Rex showed us courage, we carry it forward. Michael's voice rang out, raising a glass. To Laura, whose love outlasted darkness. To Lily, our light. To Rex, our hero. The crowd cheered, cameras flashing, Sophie streaming live. This is for you, Laura, she shouted, voice awed. James stepped forward, voice low, facing Lily. I failed you, Lily. I'm trying to be better. Lily's voice was small, holding Rex's collar. Help kids like me, Daddy. Like Rex helped me. James nodded, tears falling, voice choked. I will, sweetheart. A new file surfaced later, labeled Subject 14, Portland Ops, hinting at Caldwell's lingering shadow. Clara's resolve hardened, voice soft as she stroked Rex. We're not done, boy. You'll lead us. Rex's eyes met hers, unwavering, a vow unbroken. The sanctuary's gardens bloomed, a testament to their fight, and Rosewood stood reborn, a town of hope. To everyone watching, Rex and Lily's story isn't just about survival. It's about loyalty, courage, and the unbreakable bonds that shatter even the darkest empires. Share your story of a loyal pet in the comments. What moment showed you their heart? Subscribe to Pawprints of Hope. Join our community. And let's keep these stories alive. Stories like Rex's, proving that heroes don't need words, just a will to fight for what's right.